Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time since I was down here. So, yes, we are back to our regular series after this magnificent week of nothing but gurus and teachers. I mean, this was probably the best week of the year for me because I was just sitting back, listening, observing, and most of all, learning. Okay? So today, my little Mirgshira friends, we're going to be covering Venus through the Nakshatra of Mirgshira. And what happens when Venus is in the sign of Gemini, in the Nakshatra of Mirgshira, in your particular horoscope. And this is different from Moon Nakshatra because remember, Moon represents the mind. So the Nakshatra will work on a different wavelength. Now we're talking about Venus. So the nakshatra, when it comes to Venus, is going to work on a different wavelength. Okay? Like that. Ooh, like a snake. I can do this. Wow. Look at this. So beautiful. Oh, you don't want to see me dance, man. Ooh, I'm flexible, baby. So anyway, what is Venus? Venus is love, relationship, spouse, knowledge. Venus is seed of life because semen, the egg, is seen through Venus. Venus is our passion. Like, oh my God, I'm passionate about something. And remember, people say you should follow your passion. Boy, is that an overstatement. You should follow your dharma, not your passion. That's in this illusionary world. But anyway, I don't want to get all philosophical on you guys. Jesus. I don't know what's happening to me, man. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm becoming this something. I can't even understand. So, as always, if you do not know, if you have Venus in this nakshatra, what sign it's in, what padha it's in, and all the other astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction Aspects, and Mahadashas at the Speed of Light, including all of my consultations at this link. And I also have the new nakshatra readings, including Navamsha nakshatra reading at this link, which is man, I've been seeing some, oh my God, in-depth stuff with the Navamsha nakshatra. Wow. Just amazing. But anyway, so let's get started with our Venus in Mirgshira nakshatra. So with Venus being in this nakshatra, one thing you will understand, and remember, there's a link between us and Venus. See, Venus is not just spouse. It's not just a girlfriend or a wife or a spouse in general. Venus represents our own ability to love something. Our own ability to manifest love. Like, how do we love? In which way do we love? Is Venus. Mind just thinks. Okay, mind just thinks. But when it comes to, we think a lot of things when it comes to love, relationship, how do we want to portray it? But which part of that thinking comes out is through Venus's nakshatra. Okay, for example, you go on your first date with a girl. As soon as she gets out of the car, you're just undressing her with your imagination. And you just want to slam her on the car and that's it. Right? That's your thinking. But will you act that way? No. You will only act in which way where the Venus energy is coming through. So you'll see people, as soon as somebody comes out, a guy or a girl will just go up and just kiss them. Like, you're my first date, boom. And that's how they are. That part of their fantasy is coming out. So this is why it's important to understand this, how it's different. So first thing first, for a person, whether it's a male or female, and when they have Venus in particular in this nakshatra, the one thing that they want, especially there's a saying with a guy, that they want a lady in dress and a porn star in bed. And this is exactly how they want things to be with their partner. I'm not talking about the partner right now. I'm talking about what the things you want. Okay? These people naturally want to experience literally like adult movie like love. They're extremely promiscuous when it comes to how they want to take that love out in private world. Now, one thing you will understand about this particular Venus is that when you want love, when you like somebody, you will not go up to them and say, hey, I like you, let's go out. That's not something you will do first. First, you will chase them. First, you will secretly follow them, who they are. What are they? Should I go up to them or not? And show my love to them. Because remember, mind is thinking something else. But the way your love is coming out is through Venus. So as much as your mind says, hey man, just go up to her and talk to her. She likes you. She's been looking at you the whole time in the class. Why aren't you going up to her, talk to her? But then with the way Venus is like, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what this person is. I'm going to chase her around for a while. And then what happens is, when you have Venus in Mirgshira, as soon as you get that person, you get them, you charm them, they sleep with you, and boom, now you're done. Now you want to look for something else. Once you had it, internally you're like, okay, that chase is over. Now I'm not really feeling that adrenaline rush. Okay? What is it called? Adrenaline rush? Yeah. So adrenaline rush is not there. So they want to move to something else. So naturally, people who have Venus in Mirgshira, they'll have multiple relationships. Now let's come to the spouse themselves. Who are they? Well, naturally, these people will have a strong tendency towards having elixir. Meaning, they love drinking. They're addicted to, they're not like alcoholics, but they just want to have a drink. They just want to go after work and have a martini. They want to go to work and have one glass of beer or one glass of wine and just relax. Because when they drink something, remember, this is the nakshatra about Soma, the immortal nectar of immortal life. Okay? So they always like taking something in which feels like an elixir. Like if you drink water, okay, you drink water, you quenched your thirst. When you drink wine or martini, what happens? As soon as you drink it, boom, you feel like something is happening. So naturally, if you're a guy or a girl, your particular partner will love drinking, will have love for wine, will know scotches. They're the people who are naturally always being chased by somebody stalking them. Whether it's an ex-lover, whether it's somebody in the office is infatuated with them and they know they're married, but yet they will always attract people. They will always have some secret admirer. They will never come out, but they'll be like, my God, I wish I can have this man or woman with me right now. Or what happens is with Venus in Mirgshira, they leave such an impression. Because remember the analogy that I was talking about, lady in dress, something else in bed. They leave such an impression on their previous people that they dated. Just like Rohini, it's very similar to Rohini. These are about Nagas, Sarp energy. Like when they, what do they call in India? Dunk, right? When the snake strikes and hits with the poison and leaves. You did not know the snake, right? You didn't know the snake. Neither you wanted a snake, but it bit you. And now slowly the poison is coming. Slowly you're not able to move your hands. Slowly it's hard to breathe. This is why Rohini and Mirgshira, people are always attracting people. Always people are obsessed with these people. So now this is not about you. Unless there's certain conditions that are being met with Venus in your chart. Then it'll be about you. Right now it's about your spouse. So if you have it, somehow, some ways, somebody's always chasing them. They're the object of the desire for the other person. Naturally, they will have some fascination with moon, and especially crescent moons. And more than moon, see, moon people with Mirgshira likes to draw crescent circles, on the paper. When Venus is in this particular nakshatra, they like to put crescent moons on the wall. Because why? Think about it. What is Venus? Venus is beauty. What are you trying to do with Venus in the house? You try to beautify things, right? Like Venus represents the lighting system. Venus represents that nice couch and how the paintings are on the wall. So now it's no longer about just mind thinking about junk and just like drawing something in the classroom or so, or while just sitting in your office. No, Venus is about now taking that energy of Mirgshira, the moon energy, and bringing it out in the world. And naturally, regardless of which planet it is nakshatra, these people will be dedicated towards Shiva. Mirgshira, Aradhra, Sastabhishak, Mula. I don't know what other nakshatra. They're dedicated towards Shiva. At one point in their life, they'll be fascinated with Shiva. Even as children, they'll be all about wanting to see the Murti of Shiva. And always fascinated with the third eye of the Shiva. Like, they always like to watch TV serials as kids, like, oh my God, Shiva is here. Is he going to open his third eye? Why the third eye? Two reasons. One, this is a moksha nakshatra. Its aim is for moksha, spiritual enlightenment. Third eye awakening is what? Spiritual enlightenment. But if you notice, Shiva's eye is like a half crescent moon opened up. So crescent moon is very important. And where am I getting all this knowledge from? My professors, man. Professor Satip and Dr. Pai. So don't even mess with me. It's like, now technically, when I look at a chart for like maybe 20-30 seconds, that's all I need to do. I need to look at a chart for 20-30 seconds and boom, I'll start spitting out things. I'll just start spitting out, like a beatboxer, start spitting out words. That's what happens now. This is why knowledge is power. Knowledge is spiritual enlightenment. Knowledge is everything, as they say. It's true. So naturally, that those things happens. Like they like to put decorative items in there, and especially if Venus is conjunct Mars, and especially if that is in either the 3rd house or 8th house, they will also have a deer head hanging in their home. Like they have those animal heads. You go watch those 80s movies. It's funny, my grandfather has a deer head still, or either it's an elk actually, in his living room and at a beach. He has a beach house in California, so he still has it. Now I'm wondering if he has this nakshatra in there. But these people will love to do that and love to hunt deers with Mars. But again, I can give you all sorts of combinations with Venus with Sun, Venus with Moon. But these are the basic things that you will notice. And also one thing you will notice, remember what I was talking about with Venus and semen, Venus and eggs? There's always a notion where a childbirth may happen before marriage. I've actually had people from conservative society, like India, let's say in New Delhi, Haryana, somewhere, Chennai. Somehow, some way, their spouses got pregnant 2 days before the marriage, 5 days before the marriage. So it was a good thing. They were able to camouflage that particular aspect of this thing because the marriage was happening. So now we're like, okay, fine, yes, you got pregnant, ooh la la, welcome to married life, welcome to your honeymoon. But it was like very strange that how it occurred. Because when I said that, they were like, my God, how did you know that? You know, because usually I wouldn't think of that with the conservative society. Like this could happen, but no. When Nakshatra speaks, they speak. They speak in their own way. They'll speak in their own conservative way. So instead of being pregnant a year before marriage, they were pretty much pregnant just a week, 3 days, 2 days before. Some actually in the Western side had babies like, 4 months before marriage. Okay, so anyway, guys, I mean, there's a lot more information I can give, but it's just too long of things to discuss. But anyway, if you're new metal, subscribe below. And if you want to know more about your Venus and this nakshatra and all the other astrological details, all the nakshatra readings, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.